So today I want to talk a little bit about landlords. At one point in your life, if not already, you will have to deal with these people. And let me start by saying that my current landlord is the fucking man. And I've had some bad ones, but he's the fucking man. I've now lived in this house that, I rent the top and my girl rents the bottom. And I've been there for 2 years and I've met him 3 times. He lives somewhere in Podunk Nowheresville. And the first time I met him was when I was signing the lease and getting my keys. The second time I met him was like a month later, where he just happens to be in the neighborhood and drop by to be like, "Hey little girl, how are you doing? Like, how are you holding up in your new place all by yourself?" And the third time I met him was when my refrigerator just died and I needed a new one, and within 48 hours he was at my door with a brand new refrigerator. And I mean, we don't have to talk ever because I have direct deposit rent, and I mean, my toilet got clogged one time and I sent him a text like, toilet issue, need help. And he sent over a henchman. One of my sockets blew once and he sent over one of his henchmen. I say henchman, but like that makes him sound like an evil genius, like he's really the best guy in the world. And anytime there's been a problem, within 24 to 48 hours, he's like on top of that, problem squash, like boom. So this video is not about bashing my landlord in any way, shape, or form, because you're the man. So when I lived with my ex in our first apartment, which was like a weird, creepy, studio, sketchy apartment with a really sketchy landlord who the only way they communicated was by slipping notes under the door that connected the apartments together. And when we first decided to cohabitate, I'm like, "You need to ask her about my cats because I can't live without my cats. Like my cats." I'm like, "I need my cats." So notes are going back and forth, back and forth. And she was like, "No cats." I'm like, "All right, that's it. We're out of here. Fine." Boom. So we find this place not too far from where I'm dog sitting right now. And we had the most ridiculous landlords ever. They seemed very nice at first, but let me give you a little piece of advice. Never live with your landlords, because oh my god. At first they were like, "Oh, why don't you come to this barbecue we're having in the backyard with all these strangers that you don't know?" And we're like, "Okay, well I guess we're gonna have to at least make an appearance, have a beer, and then go back in the basement like fucking weirdos because we don't know any of you." And we lived there for like maybe a month. But the other reason why they're just like batshit fucking crazy is because they would have the most loud arguments that I've ever heard in my entire life. And they were vicious too. He was mean and she was mean, and they were just like spewing hate at each other all day. And like, it wasn't just in one room, they'd be like traveling, like the traveling argument circus. So me, being me, would be downstairs like running from room to room, like, "Oh my god, you gotta hear this. Oh my god, he's so mean." But yes, eventually we were kindly asked to leave, and no complaints, because you guys are fucking crazy. But I ran into them at a bar like 3 years ago maybe, and nothing was said, nobody acknowledged each other, like we made eye contact and I was like, but I never thought I'd say this, but thank God my stalker was there, because that took care of the problem. Like, "Oh girls, we gotta go, because fucking we'll remain nameless. Hello, it's early morning. Wake up, mouth. Let's work. Will remain nameless is here, and he is up my ass and around the corner. Like, we gotta go. Abort, abort, abandoned bar, abandoned bar." So yeah, that was a crazy ass landlord. And the catalyst for this video is my friend's landlord. And while I'm here, far from home right now, missing my petting zoo, she's taking care of them, and she texted me last night saying her asshole landlord was like, "Oh, surprise, the plumbers are coming tomorrow at 7:45. And she was like, "Shit, like, what do I do, blah, blah, blah." So she sends me a text, "Do you think you can come, hang out while the plumbers are here?" Because she has cats too, and like, I totally understand, like, not everyone is cat conscious when it comes to going in and out of places, and one of her cats seriously likes to be outside when he's really not supposed to be. So I'm like, yes, of course, I'll absolutely be there. So it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, or no, 6:45, and I spring out of bed, I'm like, "Oh god, all right." oh my god, I smell like a dirty gym sock, gotta shower. Because with my luck, I would get there and the plumbers would be like Abercrombie and Fitch models, and I'd be like, oh. So I take the world's fastest shower, don't dry my hair, it's like wet and like sticky. I put on clean clothes, and I get in the car, and I text her, I'm like, all right, I'm on my way. She's like, don't. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, she just texted me again. Oh, just kidding, like, the plumbers aren't coming today. Mind you, she had already rearranged her schedule 2 times for this landlord bitch. And, I don't know, I mean, maybe I should have been pissed at the landlord because I got out of bed when I really wanted to stay in bed and sleep and whatnot. But, yeah, I just found it fucking hilarious. And I was like, you know what? I can't believe, it was like a fire drill this morning. Quick, dogs outside, dogs inside, medicine for this dog. Okay, close this, turn this off. Deodorant, blah. And, yeah, luckily I was only just, like, up the block when I got the no, don't bother text. So, yeah, fuck that landlord. And, you should all be so lucky as to have one like mine. And to your friend whose landlord screwed you so bad this morning, I'm sorry, buddy, I love you. And, yeah, that's my thoughts on landlords.